Today I'm talking about the BinaxNOW at-home test kit. My wife and I recently came back from a trip to Italy, and this was a test that we used to get back into the US. And if you're not familiar with the current travel restrictions to go back into the US, you have to provide proof of a negative test within 3 days of departure. So in this video, I'm gonna go over, number one, how was my experience with this test? Was it worth it? Number two, how does it work? Is it easy to use? And how do you get your results? Number three, where can you buy it? And what is the cost? And number four, is this test for everybody? Should everybody that's traveling outside of the US and entering back into the US, should everyone buy one? I'm gonna answer those 4 questions. So how was my experience with the test kit, and was it worth it? In my honest opinion, it was well worth the money that I paid for it because it was super easy to use and very convenient. Prior to looking into this at-home test kit option, we had looked into how much it would cost to have a rapid test done at the airport, and that ranged anywhere from $150 to $200, and we looked at different airports and they all were around that range. My other concern was, since we were gonna stay at an area that we didn't know or recognize or speak the language, was not being able to find a testing site nearby, or having to travel to a testing site and then pay a taxi, or having to wait in a long line to have it done, especially over a long holiday weekend. We didn't want to overpay for our testing to go back to the US, and we also wanted to avoid taking up a lot of our time during our vacation to go have these done. These at-home tests only ended up being about $30 each. We didn't even have to leave our Airbnb, and each session only took about 30 minutes, and we did it at our own time. So for one, it was super convenient and it was well worth the money for us. So how does it work? Is it easy to use, and how do you get your results? Well, the way it works is super simple. You'll order the test from Emed.com or Optum. Those are the 2 sites that I found that sold them. Emed sells a pack of 6 only, and Optum sells a pack of 2. Basically, once they get there, you take them on your trip, and whenever you're ready to take your test, you log into the site or you download the app, which is the Navica app, and you start your test through there. It's an entire guided test via a trained proctor, and they verify the results of your test, and then they'll send you the information through the app. So all through the app, you'll have proof of your negative test, so when you return, you'll be able to show it to them. So overall, it's super simple, super straightforward. You just purchase them, you take them on your trip, and then you log in to take the test. They're super easy to use, and you get your results on your phone through the Navica app. So where do you buy them, and what's the cost? I purchased mine from Emed.com, but I also know that Optum sells them. I'm not sure if there's other sites that sell them. Make sure that you get the ones that are directly for returning to the US, the ones that specifically say for travel and returning back into the US. And you might think, well, I saw some BinaxNOW at-home test kits at Walgreens. And you're right, they do sell some at Walgreens, but they're not the same. Those are not approved for traveling abroad. I'm gonna link the 2 sites below, the ones for Emed and the ones for Optum. The ones that are sold on Emed's site, it's a pack of 6 for $150, and the ones that are sold on Optum, I believe, is a pack of 2 for $69.99. So do the math, see which one works for you. The ones that I purchased were from the Emed site, and they next day aired, and they got here right away, so I was able to get them super quick before my trip, so I found that super convenient. All right, we've now reached our 4th and final question, which is this test for everybody? And the simple answer is no, and I'll give you a few reasons. Number one, if you're staying in an area that doesn't have good Wi-Fi, or you don't have a stable internet connection at the hotel or the Airbnb that you're gonna stay at, I wouldn't take the test. You really need to have a stable internet connection to start that guided session to go through the entire testing process. Number two, let's say the hotel offers convenient testing at the hotel or very nearby, or they partner with like a pharmacy nearby. Well, then just do it through them. It's probably a lot easier, and they probably have it down by now. Number three, let's say you're staying in an area where it's more affordable to find tests, and it's super easy to get. Well, then just do it over there. I'll give you a quick example. In Mexico, because we stayed at a resort, it was included, so we didn't have to worry about taking tests or finding a location over there. In Italy, we found a spot and they were charging $130. So we were really glad that we had those tests. So it can be convenient just having those. The fourth reason why I don't think it would be for everybody is because these boxes need to be untampered with. They can't be crushed. So if you put them in your check bag or in your carry-on luggage and they get crushed and they open up, they might not let you go through the test because they'll see that it's been tampered with. So you have to keep that in mind. What we ended up doing was putting it in our snack bag, and that way we carried our snack bag with us and didn't really put it anywhere where they'd get crushed, and so that's how we kept ours safe. Another thing to keep in mind is that this test is only approved to return back to the US up until December 2021. So keep up to date if they do extend that or not. I would check Optum store and the Emed site because they will probably update that information there. Keep those things in mind if your trip is outside of that timeline. If you do decide that these at-home tests are going to work out for you, I'm going to give you some tips. So first of all, give yourself plenty of time to take the test. Keep in mind it takes about 30 minutes per person. So for me and my wife, it took us about an hour to complete the entire process, but it was super easy and really straightforward. Also, try doing these tests during non-peak hours. My wife and I decided to wake up early the day that we were going to take the test. We woke up at 5 in the morning. You don't have to do that, but we did because we wanted to enjoy the rest of our day and not have to worry about it. And we also kept in mind maybe there's going to be a long wait time, so we wanted to give ourselves plenty of breathing room. Woke up early, got them done, and we were able to relax the entire day and got our results super quick. Another thing to keep in mind is you want to take the test as soon as your 3-day window has started. And honestly, it might change. It might be 24-hour window that you get or 48-hour window. It really depends on the current guidelines to returning to the US. But right now it's the 3-day window, so do it as soon as possible. So if you have 3 days, do it at the beginning of those 3 days, just in case you have any issues with the test or with receiving your results. I had no issues, but some people did report some issues, so keep that in mind. And that's it for the video today, guys. I hope you found this video helpful, and I hope I answered some of your questions about the at-home test and the at-home process. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down in the comments below. I'm also going to put the links to the tests so you can order them either through Emed for the pack of 6 or Optum for the pack of 2 directly from their site in the description below. So if you have any trouble, feel free to shoot me a message and I'll try to help you out. That's it for the video today, guys. Have a good one.